What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 Battle Royale video. Today we are doing another Battle Royale, this time with only small carnivores. This is the small carnivore Battle Royale, and we will be using max batches. So we'll have 6 Utahraptors, 5 Australopithecus, 10 Coelophysis, 2 Concavenators, 6 Deinonychus, 8 Dilophosaurs, 6 Dimetrodons, 5 Herrerasaurs, 9 Monolophosaurs, 8 Proceratosaurs, 6 Pyroraptors, 10 Troodons, 4 Utahraptors, and 6 Velociraptors. So we're going to start releasing these small carnivores, and we'll wait for them to basically fill out, and then we will go from there. Now, I've excluded Indoraptor because I don't think any of these guys would stand a chance. Let's check the Velociraptor, see if we got any movie skins. Lost World, it looks like. We got one from the Lost World. Jurassic Park 3, I also see a Jurassic Park 3 one in there. Yeah, I see a couple of, I think you're a Lost World variant. Yeah, you're a Lost World variant. You're just a regular Evolution. We got an Echo in the crowd. We've also got a Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor in the crowd. So we got a Jurassic World, Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3 Raptor in the crowd. Alright, so I think all of them have been released at this point. So let's turn combat on, shall we? Alright, there we go. Let the tournament begin. So now I have went ahead and basically put unlimited traits on, so then we could start with everything else. Let me see that fight go down. Ooh, 33% for the Dilophosaurus, already not looking good. Yeah, that Dilophosaurus is dead. We got an Australopithecus going up against a Concavenator. Another Australopithecus v Concavenator. A Velociraptor going up against an Utahraptor. A Proceratosaurus going up against a Dilophosaurus. 2 Dilophosaurs going up against each other. A Troodon going up against a Pyroraptor. A Utahraptor killing a Pyroraptor. And a Utahraptor versus Velociraptor. Let's go. A Utahraptor versus Velociraptor. 2 Herrerasaurs duking it out. We've already got a few deaths going on now. Ooh. This should be interesting. 2 Coelophysis are duking it out. A Pyroraptor and a Velociraptor are duking it out. We got 2 Troodons duking it out. So far, we got a Troodon that died to a Pyroraptor. We got a Pyroraptor that's been poisoned by a Troodon. A Pyroraptor that died to a Utahraptor. We got a Pyroraptor and a Troodon duking it out. Another Troodon just died to a Pyroraptor. A Dilophosaurus just died to a Monolophosaurus. We got some deaths going on. A Proceratosaurus going up against a Monolophosaurus. Oh, that Proceratosaurus is dead. Herrerasaurus going up against a Dilophosaurus. Oh, the Dilophosaurs are actually not doing too great. We got 2 Dimetrodons duking it out. We've also got a Troodon getting killed by another Pyroraptor. So the Troodons and the Dilophosaurs are dying left and right, it looks like. So, like, whoever wins this, their pack will get freedom, basically. Alright, so we got another Dilophosaurus killed by Herrerasaurus, a Troodon killed by a Pyroraptor, Troodon and Pyroraptor. We got a Dilophosaurus versus Troodon. Velociraptor just killed a Pyroraptor. Australopithecus just killed another Troodon. The Troodons are dying left and right, dude. We got I think a Pyroraptor that's about to die. Yep. We got a Dilophosaurus that just killed a Coelophysis. I don't think the Coelophysis will really last. We got an Australopithecus going up against a Pyroraptor. Let me change the settings real quick, because I can't really see anything. Much better. Alright. We got that going on. Oof. A lot of deaths so far. We got A lot of them are Troodons, Coelophysis, Wow. A Velociraptor's on low health. Just died to a Utahraptor, even. We got another Utahraptor that just killed a Pyroraptor. Wow, these Utahraptors are pretty brutal, actually. We got Dilophosaurus just killing another Coelophysis. They're dying left and right. Herrerasaurus going up against a Deinonychus. Ooh, the Herrerasaurus got a bite in, it looks like. 31% for the Deinonychus, and it's dead. Wow. Very brutal predators. Very brutal. We got an Australopithecus, or Utahraptor, going up against a Pyroraptor. Well, so far, a lot of small carnivores have died so far. Proceratosaurus just killed a Coelophysis. Yeah, the Coelophysis are dying left and right. We got an Australopithecus going up against a Dimetrodon. That Dimetrodon just died. Velociraptor going up against a Pyroraptor. Proceratosaurus going up against a Monolophosaurus. Ooh, that Proceratosaurus is dead. We got an Utahraptor that just killed a Proceratosaurus. A Dimetrodon going up against a Velociraptor. 54% against 100%. Concavinator versus Deinonychus. That Deinonychus is dead. Monolophosaurus going up against Dilophosaurus. Ooh. We got Deinonychus going up against a Monolophosaurus. We've got a Utahraptor going up against a Troodon. The Troodons are just dying left and right. So are the Coelophysis. And even the Dilophosaurs. We got a Dilophosaur that just died to an Australopithecus even. We got another Dilophosaur v Australopithecus. It's the Dominion Dilophosaur. Look how big the Australopithecus is compared to the other small carnivores. That's impressive. We got a Herrerasaurus going up against a Dilophosaurus. Another Herrerasaurus just killed another Dilophosaurus. That Dilophosaurus running away. They called off their fight with the Herrerasaurus. We got some getting hungry. Well, there's plenty of food to go around. We got a Utahraptor going up against a Pyroraptor. The Pyroraptor just died. We got a Utahraptor versus Concavinator. Ooh. Wow. It's just carnage. Literal carnage. Well, that Concavinator's dead. We got one of the Concavinators that died. We got an Australopithecus going up against a Proceratosaurus. And a Utahraptor going up against, or Tiger, basically, going up against a Utahraptor. Just died to a Utahraptor. We got a Dilophosaurus going up against a Monolophosaurus. Herrerasaurus versus Monolophosaurus. That Dilophosaurus is dead. Monolophosaurus v Velociraptor. They called off their fight. 11% against 83%. Monolophosaurus versus Herrerasaurus. Dimetrodon versus a Utahraptor. Meanwhile, we've got a Velociraptor going up against a Utahraptor. A Deinonychus versus Herrerasaurus. Alright, just out of curiosity, what do we have left? So let's start with the Utahraptors. There's still 3 Utahraptors left. All 5 Australopithecus remain. Coelophysis extinct. Concavinator, there's only 1 left. Deinonychus, there's only 2 left. Dilophosaurus, there's only 2 left. Dimetrodons are extinct. They've been eliminated. What else? Herrerasaurus, we've still got 4 left. What else? Monolophosaurus, we've still got 6 left. Pyroraptor, only 1 remains. Proceratosaurus, 4 remain. Troodon are officially extinct. Utahraptors still got 4. Velociraptors are down to 4. Alright, so we've got species that have already been eliminated, like Dimetrodon, Troodon. We've got a Velociraptor v. Utahraptor. This is Echo going up against a Utahraptor. They're probably going to call it off. Velociraptor won that fight. Proceratosaurus, another one bites the dust. This time to a Herrerasaurus. Another Dilophosaurus v. Monolophosaurus. It's the one from Dominion. 92% against 100. Ooh, not looking too good for this Dilophosaurus. You're the first one, too. They do a little dance. 6%, 83%. They're going to call it off right there. We got a Deinonychus going up against a Monolophosaurus. Not looking too good for that mono. They're both on low health. We got a Herrerasaurus v. Herrerasaurus, Velociraptor v. Monolophosaurus, Herrerasaurus v. Deinonychus, Utahraptor versus Velociraptor. Wow. That Velociraptor's gonna die for sure. Yep. Utahraptor just killed that guy. Utahraptor versus Utahraptor. That Utahraptor's gonna die for sure. These Utahraptors are pretty strong. What are their traits? What are your traits? You are quenched, fit, long-lived, social, aggressive, and defensive. Alright, that'll explain a lot. Australovenator going up against a Proceratosaurus. Yeah, that guy's dead too. Yeah, the smaller ones like Proceratosaurus and Troodon and even Coelophysis are not going to last long, I don't think. We got Concavenator going up against Coelophysis, 57% against 100%. Ooh, the Concavenator got a hit in. That's nice. Ooh. Utahraptor clearly won that fight. Australovenator going up against Deinonychus. Another Deinonychus bites the dust. We still got a Proceratosaurus remaining. Australovenator going up against a Velociraptor. We still got a couple of Velociraptors, actually. They're calling it off. 10% against 84%. We got a Utahraptor going up against... Oh yeah, the Dominion Dilophosaurus that just got eliminated. We got a Utahraptor about to challenge a Dilophosaurus to a fight. Never mind, that's a fake out. We got a Herrerasaurus that just killed an Australovenator. I think that's the first Australovenator death. Meanwhile, the remaining Concavenator gets killed by a Velociraptor. Echo. What do you like? Long-lived, resilient, and tolerant. You had 4 wins and no losses. Good on you, Echo. Meanwhile, we've got a Utahraptor versus Australovenator. Another Australovenator is eliminated. Wow, okay. The Utahraptors are just picking everyone off left and right. We got a Monolophosaurus v. Velociraptor. We've got an Utahraptor who's currently healing. I think you're the last living Utahraptor? I don't know. Do you have any more Utahraptors aside him? The last living Pyroraptor's still alive, for now. Australovenator versus Velociraptor. Echo is going up against that Australovenator. 100% against 100%. Australovenator gets the first hit in. Meanwhile, Herrerasaurus goes up against a Utahraptor. That guy is dead. That guy, I think, is dead. Alright, Echo's holding her own against the Australovenator. Ooh, 1% for that Utahraptor. Echo died! Echo died to the Australovenator. Meanwhile, this Utahraptor survives with only 3% health. We got a Herrerasaurus going up against a Utahraptor. Well, that Herrerasaurus is dead. Yeah, there we go. We got another Utahraptor going up after another Herrerasaurus. I think that one's going to die. 24%. Yep, that one's going to die. These Utahraptors are ruthless. I think that's why I love these guys. They're just really ruthless when it comes to these fights. These small carnivore fights are more exciting to watch than the larger ones. For some reason. They just are. 70% against 71%, or 38%. Yeah, they called it off. That Utahraptor might die if he's not careful. Wow. We got an Australopithecus going up against a Dilophosaurus. I think this might be the last living Dilophosaurus. 50% against 100%. Yep, I think that Dilophosaurus might be dead. They might call it off here, but I think the next fight, this Dilophosaurus will be dead. Yeah, they're going to do a little dance. Oh. You're at 0%. You were at 0% and now you're at 1%. What kind of sense does that make? You saw that, right? You saw that. Meanwhile, we've got Herrerasaurus going up against an Utahraptor. Two Velociraptors duking it out. I think these are the remaining two Velociraptors. The only two left. People would probably think it's unnecessary for me to make the enclosure smaller, but I just do it so they're more inclined to kill each other. And I think that's the last living Utahraptor. No, there's still one more. There's still one more. Never mind. They're not out just yet. Meanwhile, we've got the last living Dilophosaurus just struggling to survive. We got Utahraptor going up against a Monolophosaurus. You're still alive at 39%. I don't think you'll be for long, though. Yep, you're dead now. Alright, elimination. Well, that Herrerasaurus starved to death. He wasn't even killed. We got one. Alright, this one died. Alright, so you're the only one left. We got one Herrerasaurus left. I think two Velociraptors remain. And that's the last living Dilophosaur out. Killed by the last living Utahraptor. The Utahraptors are struggling. The Velociraptors are doing pretty well, considering they only have two left. Let's make the enclosure even smaller. I think the Utahraptor's gonna get... Oh, the Herrerasaurus gets the first hit in. 63. Wow, okay. You must be a strong... You're only social. And what's your trait? Small appetite, aggressive, and defensive. Alright, they might call it off here. Yeah, the Herrerasaurus won that fight. Wow. I like stuff like this when stuff like this happens. It makes it more interesting. Meanwhile, we've got a Utahraptor going up against an Australopithecus. 52% against 100%. They do a little dance. 3%. They might call it off here. Yep, they do. Alright, we've got a lot of eliminations here. So how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3. Up. Velociraptor versus Utahraptor. That Velociraptor's dead. Which means now... only one Velociraptor remains. And it's this one here. He's challenging someone to a fight. I think it's either a Utahraptor or... He's challenging someone to a fight. A Utahraptor. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Alright, you survive a hit. They're going to do a little dance. Yep. 2%. Yeah, 85%. Yeah, not looking too good for the Velociraptors. I think you are going to die. You're going to die, good sir. Alright, we still got an Australopithecus. We got two Australopithecus left. No, three. Three Australopithecus. Only one Herrerasaurus. Only one Utahraptor. And only one Velociraptor. The rest of them have gone extinct. Utahraptor going up against Australopithecus. That Australopithecus dead. I didn't see it because I was making the arena much smaller. So yeah, I think the Utahraptors are going to win this, without a doubt. Meanwhile, we've got the last living Australopithecus, or Utahraptor, going up against the last living Herrerasaurus. Ooh. Meanwhile, we've got a Utahraptor going up against the last living Australopithecus. The Utahraptors are thriving while the rest of them are on to the last of their kind at this point. Alright, that Australopithecus lived to fight another day. They called off their fight, 56% against 55%. Yeah, it's clear the Utahraptors are going to win this, without a doubt. We got a Utahraptor going up against an Australopithecus. Ooh. Wait, did I say last? No, there's still 2 more. Yeah, there are still 2 more Australopithecus left. 31%. I don't think there will be 2 more for long. Nope. There goes another one. And now you are the last of your kind. Wow. I don't think the Utahraptors took a single loss from that. They haven't lost a single member. Meanwhile, everyone else is just struggling. The Utahraptors are just the kings. Absolute kings. When it comes to small carnivores. And there goes the last living Velociraptor. I am so sorry. Velociraptor has been eliminated. The only thing we have left is a Herrerasaurus, an Utahraptor, and an Australopithecus. That's the only thing we have left. I don't think the Utahraptors didn't take a single loss. These guys are strong. Alright, what do we got? I think they've all gotten into at least one fight. Small appetite, aggressive and defensive. Small appetite and defensive. Quenched, fit, long-lived, social, aggressive and defensive. And fit, tolerant, social, aggressive and strong. Let's look at their numbers. 8 wins, no losses. 6 wins, 1 loss. 7 wins, no losses. And 6 wins and 2 losses. Alright, what do we got here? Oh yeah, the last Herrerasaurus and the last Utahraptor. Alright, so we got 2 fights going on at the same time. The last living Australopithecus just got killed by the last living Utahraptor. And the last living Herrerasaurus just got killed by the Utahraptor. So now, it's just this Utahraptor against the Utahraptors. It is not looking too good. But can we get a comeback story? You're aggressive, strong, and defensive. That's how you were able to get this far. Well, I don't know. Even with your strength and your defense, I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can take them. Maybe if you can heal up a bit. You're at 98%, almost fully healed. Yep, fully healed. Let's go. How many fights have you been in? 5 wins and 2 losses. Yeah, you're a pretty good Utahraptor. But do you have what it takes to bring down the Utahraptor pack? Even if you manage to bring one down, another one might fight you before you're fully healed. So, I don't think this guy stands a chance, really. We'll see what happens, though. If this Utahraptor somehow manages to survive all of this, he's going to pick a fight with one of the Utahraptors. I think it's this one. If he manages to kill them all, this could be the most epic comeback story of the century. I don't think that's going to happen, though. And it's over. The Utahraptors have won. We have our champions, the Utahraptors. They haven't lost a single member. GG's. It is absolute GG's. Alright, and with that, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It will really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.